Hey, this is Russ. If you watched any of my earlier videos, you might remember me saying while I was on a bike path, on a mobility scooter, okay, that I would like to get back on that bike path with an actual bike after my knee was all taken care of. And I still have that wish to be able to do that, okay? Now, let me show you my bike. All right, this bike is in near mint condition, all right, because I really never took it out to do much of anything. And it's probably 18 or 19 years old. Now, the reason it's in such great condition is because I didn't ride it much. I found out that I had knee problems, and about 16 years ago, almost 16 years now, I had my first knee scoping done on my left knee. That's the one that has the operation on it. And 5 years after that, I had my right knee done. So I haven't ridden my bike hardly at all, really, hardly at all. In fact, you know, the tires, you know, when they're brand new, they have those little tags, rubber tags on the edges. They're still there after all these years. Usually those are worn off by the time you ride your bike, right? No, I still have some on there. So that kind of tells you the bike was hardly ridden. Now, if you've done any research at all, you might know that a lot of people are buying bikes today. In fact, they're buying so many bikes that there's no bikes to be had anywhere. Really, I'm not kidding. You can watch the news and take a look at some YouTube videos. You'll find that people are saying that there's no bicycles to be sold because they're all sold out. So having a bike is actually kind of a good thing that you actually have one, right? But I have to wonder if I can actually ride this bike. Now, I went downstairs. I keep this in my basement, all right, for storage because I can't do anything with it. Just to get my leg over the top bar, okay, I have to swing my entire leg over the top of that seat. And the seat is pretty high up there because, you know, it's a men's bike. So they have a top bar that goes all the way to the top. Now, women's bikes, sometimes they have a bar that's a little bit lower, right? So you can kind of walk through it. Anyways, I wonder whether I can actually ride this thing still. I think I will eventually one day give it a try. But anyways, I started looking at other types of bikes. Now, typically, men's bikes are made the way you see it right here with that top bar up there. But I'm starting to realize that, you know what's better than a bike? An electric bike. E-bikes, all right? So I started looking at these e-bikes, and they're not cheap. I think the least expensive one that I would probably even consider is at least $900. But these things go into as high as like $13,000. I'm not kidding. They are way up there. Most of them are in the $3,000 or more price ranges. So I said, well, there's got to be something that's considered really good. And from my research, because I've been looking at these things for the last couple of days, is a company called Rad Power Bikes. Okay, and so you can look it up. I'll put a link in the description below so you can actually see some of these things. And the one that I would be most interested in is actually a Step-Thru model. Okay, and these Step-Thru models are kind of like women's bikes if you think about it. And I hate to kind of say it that way because, you know, it's not like men can't ride a woman's bike, but they're kind of similar like that. They don't have that top bar so far up there. So I kept thinking it'd be nice to be able to just step through since my knees are so messed up. I can't really swing my entire leg over the top of these things anymore too easily. And what if you had to stop real quickly and, you know, it'd be easier to get off the bike that way too. So anyways, because of the timing of this, if you were to order one of these bikes, and I'll show you here on the webpage here from them, you're talking August delivery. If you ordered today, the model that I would be interested in would be August before we would get it. Now, I keep thinking about this, and I said, well, August, you know, we're here in Chicago. By October, I probably wouldn't even be riding anymore because it'd be starting to get cold. So you're talking only a couple of months of usage. So I kept thinking, maybe not this year. You know, as much as I think this would be kind of cool to have, maybe not this year. And besides that, I know my wife wouldn't even let me buy one. I mean, I know she would say, well, why do you need one? You have almost a brand new bike sitting downstairs that you don't even use. Why would you want an e-bike? Here's my logic behind it. Let me tell you why. You don't even have to pedal if you don't want on an e-bike. Now, they do have these assist modes where if you're pedaling, if the electric bike is on, you could pedal a lot easier and go a lot faster, okay? Or you could even do this. Hey, I'm tired. I don't even want to pedal to get back home. I'm out 20 miles away, okay? Okay, not 20. Let's say 10 miles away. Because a lot of these things have ranges between 20 to 40 miles that you can go. You could just say, you know what, I'm too tired. I can't even pedal back home. You could just ride it back home. It'll drive you back all the way home because it's got a range of 20 to 40 miles on many of these bicycles, depending on how heavy you are. Now, I'm a pretty heavy guy. Okay, in fact, it probably look kind of funny for me being on a bike, but I don't care. I haven't been on a bike so long. I just want to get out on one, right? So the benefit I see with the e-bike is this: you get some workout. Your knee gets used because you can pedal. If you're going up a hill, it's not going to be hard. Literally, you can go up a hill, and a pretty deep, steep hill, with the e-bike and not even pedal it if you didn't want to. But of course, if you pedal it, it's easier for the bike to go up there. But you don't put a whole lot of effort out. Now, if you want to ride this bike like a regular bike, you can do that. But these bikes are not lightweight. You're talking 60 to 70 pounds on some of these bikes. So, you know, a decent bike, we'll say between 25, 30, 35 pounds. You're talking a bike that's almost like twice the weight, okay? But it goes up hills easily, okay? So for someone with a knee problem, here's my thought behind this. Why be stuck inside on a stationary bike? Why be stuck inside on a recumbent bike if you can get out and do things, ride a bike, and if you're like too tired or my knee is hurting, I can't pedal that much anymore, you have an ability to get around without pedaling. I'm thinking this is a market that these e-bike companies haven't tapped yet. Okay, if you're an e-bike manufacturer, contact me. Okay, I'll make some videos for you in exchange for a bike. All right, so anyways, the bike company that I had most interest in, they don't have a delivery date until August, and that's basically because everyone's bought up bikes. There's no bikes to be had. It's gonna take a while, so I'm thinking maybe next year. And like I said, chances are I probably won't even get it anyways because my wife probably won't let me do it. These things aren't cheap. The one that I'm looking at is about $1,500, okay? And I'll probably deck it out. If you look at here, let me show you my other bike again. I have a rack in the back, okay? I'd probably add a rack to my other bike if I had an e-bike. I'd probably even add a front rack. You notice I have a thing on my handlebar, okay? But they have racks that work on the handlebars and everything too. So yeah, by the time I deck it out, I'm probably going to add a couple $100 more. So really, you're talking about $1,700. That's a lot of money. I already have a bike, right? Might as well utilize it. But I do have to wonder, can I even get on and off the bike easily? What if I fall? You know, what if I mess up my knee? Is it worth it? What if I'm too tired to get back? You know, and I can't pedal all the way back. The e-bike kind of solves that. So if you're a knee replacement guy, okay, here's what I'm going to tell you. You might want to consider an e-bike because then you can get outside and do things. Now, it's a little too late this year for me, okay? Now, if you buy something from a store you might even have a hard time finding them in a store. Everything's sold out, I'm telling you. A lot of them are ordered online now, and you're talking a month or two to get it. So I think it's a little too late. Besides, what if they have new models coming out next year? That's what I keep thinking too, right? Maybe they'll upgrade and do something better, or maybe something cheaper will come out. I'm thinking if I do this the following year, okay, and who knows, maybe I got problems with my right knee then. I don't know. It's hard to predict anything. You might want to order these bikes 2 or 3 months in advance before we actually plan to use it. Because, you know, summer's already here. I would like to have been already out on the road now with this stuff. But if it's going to be 2 months before I actually receive it, I'm thinking, I may have already missed the season. Maybe have to take my existing bike out. Anyways, if it's something that you think you're going to do, put a note in the comments. Let me know if this is something you would consider. And check out some of these links. I'll put some links in the description box below the video. And tell me what you think. Would you do this? Is this something you would consider? Hey, if you like the video, hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, hit the share button, hit all those buttons, and I will talk to you guys next time.